In the theater of global geopolitics, a modern fable unfolds in the South China Sea. A contest between a colossal dragon and a resilient eagle. Here the stakes are high and the world watches as two nations, each with their own unique strengths, face off in a region rich with history, resources, and strategic importance. The dragon, China, is vast and powerful, its military might and economic strength casting a long shadow over the region. With fleets of ships, advanced technology, and a booming economy, China projects confidence and dominance, determined to secure its interests and assert its claims. Yet perched against it is the Philippine eagle, smaller but defined by sharp vision, deep knowledge of its homeland, and an unyielding spirit. The eagle represents a nation that, though less imposing in size, is fiercely protective of its sovereignty and deeply connected to its people and land. The eagle's strength is not in numbers, but in its agility, intelligence, and fierce connection to its territory. It knows every corner of its home, every current of the sea, and every challenge that comes its way, adapting quickly to new threats and opportunities. This is not a battle of equals in raw power, but a test of different strengths. It is a contest where strategy, resilience, and the ability to endure may prove more decisive than sheer force or numbers. History shows that numbers and technology alone do not decide outcomes. Time and again, smaller forces have prevailed through cunning, unity, and the will to fight for what they believe in. The spirit of a nation, the experience of its soldiers, and the advantages of geography can outweigh sheer force. The land and sea become allies, offering protection and opportunity to those who know them best. The dragon and the eagle remind us, true power is more than hardware. It's courage, cleverness, and the will to defend one's home. It is the ability to inspire hope, to unite people, and to stand firm in the face of adversity. In the face of overwhelming odds, these intangible strengths can become the most powerful weapons of all. In this unfolding story, the world is reminded that the heart and spirit of a people can shape the destiny of nations. On paper, China's military dwarfs the Philippines, a modern leviathan with millions of troops, advanced weaponry, and a massive budget. Its arsenal includes stealth fighters, aircraft carriers, hypersonic missiles, and formidable cyber capabilities. The message resistance is futile, but history teaches that numbers don't always win wars. Large, complex militaries can be slow and vulnerable, their rigid command structures stifling adaptability. Logistics become nightmares, and the illusion of invincibility can shatter in real combat. China's true combat effectiveness remains untested. Meanwhile, a smaller force defending its homeland has a motivational edge that can't be measured in spreadsheets. The gap between perceived power and proven performance is where the eagle might outsmart the dragon. In war, willpower and ingenuity often trump raw numbers. To see how the Philippines can defy overwhelming odds, look to the Battle of Yultong in the Korean War. In April 1951, a small Filipino battalion faced a massive Chinese assault, outnumbered as much as 40-1. Conventional wisdom said retreat. But the Filipinos held their ground. Surrounded and low on ammunition, they fought with bayonets and sheer determination. Their stand stalled the Chinese advance, saving the UN line from collapse. The Chinese, expecting an easy victory, were forced to withdraw after suffering heavy losses. The Battle of Yultong became a legend, a testament to Filipino courage and tactical skill. It proved that a smaller, motivated force can defeat a much larger one. This victory echoes through history, reminding us of the power of spirit and leadership. The lesson: never underestimate those fighting for their homeland. The Filipino soldiers' resolve is a force to be reckoned with. Within Yultong's story lies the heroism of Captain Yap, commander of the Heavy Weapons Company. His name is etched in the annals of Philippine military history, a symbol of unwavering bravery and selfless leadership. Captain Yap's actions during the Korean War would inspire generations to come. When his platoon was overrun and cut off, Captain Yap refused to abandon his men, even against direct orders to retreat. He understood the weight of responsibility that came with command, and he chose to stand by his soldiers in their darkest hour, no matter the cost. He led a daring counterattack with a handful of volunteers, charging into overwhelming enemy fire. The odds were stacked against them, but Captain Yap's courage rallied his men, giving them hope and determination in the face of near-certain defeat. Their surprise assault rescued trapped comrades and recovered the fallen, but Captain Yap was mortally wounded in the process. His final act was one of ultimate sacrifice, choosing the lives of his men over his own safety, a decision that would echo through history. His sacrifice became legend, embodying the Filipino ethos of courage and loyalty. Captain Yap's story is not just about battlefield heroics but about the values that define a true leader: integrity, honor, and an unbreakable bond with his fellow soldiers. Posthumously awarded the Medal of Valor, his story is taught to every new recruit. It serves as a powerful lesson, reminding them that heroism is not just about victory, but about standing firm for what is right, even in the face of overwhelming adversity. Captain Yap's leadership, leading from the front, sharing risks and putting his men first, remains a guiding light for the Philippine military. His example continues to inspire officers and soldiers to act with courage and compassion, both in battle and in peace. His legacy is a reminder: true strength is measured in sacrifice and the will to protect others. The memory of his actions lives on in every act of service and every moment of solidarity among Filipino troops. This spirit, forged in battle, cannot be quantified by technology or budgets. It is found in the determination, resilience, and unity of those who serve, no matter the odds. It continues to define the character of the Filipino Armed Forces, ensuring that Captain Yap's legacy endures in the hearts and actions of every soldier who follows in his footsteps. Despite its modern arsenal, China's military has a critical weakness: a lack of real combat experience. The last major war it fought was against Vietnam in 1979, a conflict that exposed deep flaws and ended in a costly withdrawal. Since then, the PLA has not faced the chaos and unpredictability of real war. Decades of peace have bred complacency, corruption, and a focus on procedure over practical effectiveness. A military untested in battle is like a surgeon who's only practiced on dummies, skilled in theory but lacking crucial instincts. In a real conflict, this inexperience and rigid command structure could become fatal weaknesses. While China drills for conventional war, the Philippine military has been forged in the fires of asymmetric conflict. Decades of battling insurgents and terrorists have made the AFP adaptable, battle-hardened, and intimately familiar with its rugged homeland. The Philippines' geography, thousands of islands, jungles, and mountains, favors defenders skilled in guerrilla tactics. Filipino soldiers are masters of jungle survival, small unit tactics, and using the environment as a weapon. Their experience extends to urban warfare, as seen in the grueling 2017 siege of Marawi. Elite units like the Scout Rangers and Special Forces are experts in ambushes, raids, and turning enemy strengths into weaknesses. These are not theoretical warriors, they have lived the reality of combat. In any conflict, they would wage a decentralized, asymmetric campaign to bleed an invader dry. The AFP's practical experience is a decisive advantage China cannot match. The South China Sea is no longer just a stage for theory. Tensions have erupted into real, dangerous confrontations. China's aggressive gray zone tactics have escalated, with its Coast Guard and militia harassing Philippine supply missions. In June 2024, Chinese forces violently attacked a Philippine resupply mission, injuring sailors and damaging boats. Despite intimidation, Philippine personnel have shown remarkable courage, refusing to back down. The Philippines has turned transparency into a weapon, embedding journalists to expose China's actions to the world. This information warfare has galvanized international support and countered Chinese propaganda. In response, the Philippines is modernizing its military, acquiring BrahMos missiles, upgrading naval and air assets, and improving surveillance. While it can't match China ship for ship, it's building a credible deterrent. The message to Beijing is clear: the Philippines will defend its sovereignty, no matter the odds. Bravery and smart strategy are its greatest assets. The Philippines is not alone. It stands with powerful allies, most notably the United States. The 1951 Mutual Defense Treaty commits both nations to defend each other, a deterrent China cannot ignore. The Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement gives the U.S. access to key Philippine bases, enabling rapid response and joint training. American military aid and joint exercises like Balakatan have grown in scale, now simulating high-end warfare and maritime defense. In 2024, the U.S. even deployed a mid-range missile system to the Philippines, sending a strong signal to Beijing. Beyond the U.S., the Philippines is deepening ties with Japan, Australia, and India, creating a united front against aggression. Joint patrols, intelligence sharing, and capacity building strengthen this security network. An attack on the Philippines would trigger a response from a coalition of democracies. This collective strength is a force multiplier, greatly enhancing the Philippines' defensive posture. The story of the dragon and the eagle reveals the true nature of strength, a lesson written not just in history books, but in the daily lives of those who stand watch over their homeland. Real power is not just in budgets or technology, but in experience, adaptability, and the unbreakable spirit of a people defending their home. It is forged in the heat of adversity, where every challenge becomes a lesson and every hardship a source of unity. The Philippines military is battle-hardened, its soldiers skilled in turning adversity into advantage. Years of facing threats, both seen and unseen, have shaped them into a force defined by resilience and ingenuity. China's forces, though vast and impressive in number, remain largely untested and rigid, relying on displays of might rather than the hard-earned lessons of real conflict. Filipino courage, on display from Yultong to the South China Sea, shows the world what true resilience looks like. Their bravery echoes through generations, inspiring hope and determination. The will to resist, born from love of country, is a strategic asset no invader can measure. It is a force that grows stronger with every sacrifice, every family's hope, and every shared dream of freedom. The future of the region will be shaped by courage and the defense of sovereignty, not intimidation. It is the unwavering resolve of a nation that will determine the course of history. The Philippine eagle, with its sharp vision and fierce heart, stands ready to endure and overcome, symbolizing the nation's enduring hope and relentless pursuit of freedom. In the end, the greatest strength lies not in size, but in spirit, and in the history of a people who never hesitate to fight for their freedom, no matter the odds or the adversary they face.